I was very confused as to like which college would even accept. I had like really bad SAT scores. Learning experience there is amazing. Guys, I got in. Let's meet as soon as we can. It feels great because I never understood that how much I would miss Bangladesh and like my community here until I went to the US and like realized that no, the people that I have back home are also like super important to me, and like I feel like I'm someone that thrives better when he's within his own community. So I've been feeling pretty great. Oh, I'm currently in Colorado College. It's in Colorado Springs, which is like a 40-minute drive from Denver, which is the capital of Colorado. I was in St. Joseph Higher Secondary School up until like SSC or like the 10th grade. And then I basically moved to like Notre Dame College, although that was like more of a parental decision than anything. Well, to be very honest, College itself follows this thing called a block plan, which is essentially like whenever you're taking a course, like unlike normal colleges, unlike other colleges, which have a semester-based system where you have like 4, maybe 5 courses, which are like laid out all over a course of like 4 to 5 months. And you're expected to complete all of them and have like a meets week and like a finals week. We don't have any of that. So it's like one course at a time for like a month. So I would say in terms of like academic pressure, it's a little more elevated than the kind of academic pressure that I faced in Notre Dame, but it's still manageable. And in terms of pure academics, like we have amazing teachers. Like I had this one calculus professor who was essentially a researcher at like, I think Fermilab for about 10-ish years. And so like the learning experience there is amazing. And like most of the professors that I have there are usually like Ivy League PhDs or something, and they're always like in a very go-getter situation. Like the academic situation is like really nice. Essentially what happens is like if you are ever stuck with anything, you're always like free to go and ask your professor about it. And they will always give you that time of the day because essentially our classes end at 12 p.m. for everyone. But like the professors are there till like 5. So essentially, if you're ever stuck with anything, you just go to their office and be like, hi, I don't understand this specifically. Can you just teach me this? Like outside of class whenever you want. So it's pretty good. The weather is pretty amazing. Since it's like a mountainous region, it's always like somewhere around 15 to 20 degrees Celsius when it's in the summer. And in the winter, it sometimes goes below like negative 25 degrees Celsius. But other than that, like the weather is pretty nice and like we go on hikes almost every weekend. I basically worked with robotics and research work. Essentially, so what I did was basically work, like I started at the very bottom, essentially, like I started learning how to make robots and everything. And then essentially after that, I like tried learning more things and added more stuff just to see what happens. And then eventually, like I somehow landed with like a bronze medal at an international robotics competition. And then like basically worked on the Mars rover for a while for a competition for NASA. I'm currently pursuing a degree in mathematics, and I think that's for now. As soon as I'm done with the degree, I'm thinking of like maybe doing a double major in something else along with maths. It's still not confirmed yet. I think for me, it was like a blend of my extracurriculars and my story, because I had like really bad SAT scores. And so like basically what Shahir did for me was that he somehow blended like the story that I had, the experiences that I had, and blended it with like really well with the extracurriculars I had, and like made a very good lineage, like helped me come to a realization that like, yes, I do have a story and I do have something to tell. Essentially, Bhaiya helped me piece all of that together. I'm not like the last stats that I know about it was that the year that I got in, they had a acceptance rate that was like around 10% or maybe dipping a little below 10%. And from Bangladesh, I think in the last 15 years, there have only been like 3 people. So I would say it's pretty competitive. Adroit essentially helped me from like with like to the smallest detail essentially on the application process, starting with like how to essentially write what my extracurriculars were, how to properly write a essay, how to properly write a supplement essay, and with like understanding the nuances behind like the way that you do your CSS, the way that you do your Common App application. Like I'd say all of that. There was a huge role that Adroit played essentially. So after like messing up on my SATs and everything, I was very confused as to like which college would even accept me. And so what Shari basically did was like look into colleges and look into like past trends and like figure and give me a actual solution to that specific problem. Like, yes, apply there and I'm pretty sure you'll get in. Like that is what Bhaiya told me like the moment he gave me, like told me to apply to Colorado. I would essentially, so basically my Common App essay was based on personal relation that I had, and essentially like the way that I grew up with a certain mindset and how that mindset essentially changed over a course of specific events. So I would say that story is like the main reason why I got in, but like other than that, I could say like a few other things that might have helped was that back in like the ninth grade, I was like, oh, I really used to like debate. So at that point, I was like, oh, maybe I don't like debate as much. And so I started like exploring. That's something that like I would say is something that essentially helped me at the end of the day. It's just like the curiosity or like the want to explore. I think my best memory at Adroit was essentially the day that I got into CC. I basically called Sharia Bhai up. I called a few of my closest friends up, and I was like, "Hey, guys, I got in. Let's meet as soon as we can." And so we all met at North End, and we were like, "Hey, I got in. This is what happened. This is the financial aid that they're giving me right now. It's amazing. Everything's going well." Oh yeah, they were majorly psyched, and my mom was actually staying up with me all night to see what happened, like what the result was. Yeah, I do feel that the community had a major role in like with essentially like the decision making and like what to do next. Because if anything, I would say like I found like a few lifelong friends at Adroit. And like the community was like so helpful and so uplifting that we all just like stuck together on like our college application process. And now we're all like, okay, we're done with college applications now. We got to figure out our jobs and everything for the future. And we're still like doing it together.